My name is Dr. Clara Cira, and I'm a neuropsychologist. I do a lot of work with adults with ADHD, and one of the things they tell me they struggle with is making a big decision, like a major purchase. You might already know I have a model that I've developed for helping adults with ADHD, and it's in another video, and you can find the link to that other video down below. The three problems that I see people having when they're trying to make a big decision are they get overwhelmed, they get distracted, and then they might procrastinate the decision. I had an example today that I think might help explain what I mean. So when we think about making a big decision, we want to avoid feeling overwhelmed. We need to get the information without getting overwhelmed. And so how do we get all the information we need in a way that works for the ADHD brain? What happened to me today when I was shopping for a mattress is I was given a lot of information at once. So much that I couldn't hold it all. There were multiple options, and what I really noticed was each time I lay down on a bed, my person and I would talk about it and we'd decide if it was comfortable, and by the time I'd move to the next bed, I could not remember what the first one felt like. So I was going back and forth constantly between the different beds. The final problem that I felt was adding to my feeling of overwhelmed was that the salesman, who was very kind and helpful, was providing us with so many details and way too many numbers. He wanted me to be able to think about all these details and do some mental arithmetic and rate the beds. I could not manage. I was getting overloaded with all that information. So that was the first problem that was making it hard for me to make this decision. So the second problem that really gets in the way for people of living better with ADHD is they get distracted. In the mattress store, I was getting distracted. I wanted to be able to make an informed decision. So I wanted to hear all the details he was telling me and use them to make a decision. I needed to resist the urge to just make the choice so that it would be done. It took 2 hours for us to really think through all the choices and make a decision, which is much longer than I can actually sustain my attention to a difficult task. This is well beyond my mental sprint time. And the third one, there were a number of distractions that were outside of my control, like COVID-19 distractions. I'm sure all of you are familiar right now. We're in a pandemic and we had to wear masks, so it was a little bit hard to hear him, hard for us to talk to each other. We had to be dragging around this paper that we had to use whenever we wanted to get on a bed. I had to keep track of my coat because I wasn't supposed to put it on the bed. So the COVID-19 stuff was an out of my control distraction. As more and more time went along, there were more and more people in the shop, and so I was noticing I was getting a bit anxious because I don't like to be in an enclosed space with lots of people, even if we're wearing masks. So I could feel that distracting me. Then I had a couple of other distractions that were in my control. I was hungry, and I realized after a couple of hours that I needed to go to the bathroom. So I had many things grabbing at my limited attention, and after 2 hours, I was struggling. So the third thing that gets in the way of making an informed decision and a major purchase is procrastination. So I wanted to be able to avoid procrastination and complete my major purchase today. I noticed after the 2 hours that I was done. My brain felt full and empty at the same time, and I really couldn't take in more information, and I couldn't really make a choice. And I had a feeling that I was going to just make a choice impulsively, and I was trying to resist that, like I said. So we came up with a compromise. We paid a deposit that would give me a little bit more time to think about the decision and process all the information that we'd been given, talk about it with my person, check out my financing, all that. And we scheduled the decision for later in the week. So by paying the deposit and scheduling the delivery, I was given several days to cancel, with no questions asked, the purchase. And by doing it this way, while I didn't get to make the decision today and have the purchase be completely done, I felt good about it, and I felt like I was living better with ADD because I made a plan that allowed me to do a partial decision, but I procrastinated the full decision because I didn't feel like I was ready to make it. So if you feel like having trouble making major purchases is something that affects you and you'd like to learn more about it, then comment below, put decisions, because you want to live better with ADD and make better decisions, and someone from my team will get back to you. Thanks so much for watching.